Hello everyone. This video is gonna tackle websites I wish I knew as a senior high STEM student. These are websites that helped me very much as a first year mechanical engineering student in Mapúan University. So we're gonna look into these sites one by one. I'm gonna tell you all about them. So here we go. Okay, so before we get into it, the first thing about these sites are they are all free. I can guarantee you that. They are free to use and they are really helpful. So yep, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so let's get into it. So the first website, everyone might be familiar with it. So as a Mapúan, as an engineering student, math cannot be avoided. Math here, math there, math is everywhere. Most subjects have math as somewhat of a backbone topic. Alright, so let's start with the first one. Everyone might know this. I found this really useful. It's MathWay Algebra Problem Solver. So with MathWay, you can really, it's mostly on algebra related problems. And since most math stuff are rooted on algebra, so everything breaks down, most things break down to algebra. Algebra is like the backbone. You can clearly put an algebra equation here. Let's say 4x plus 2 plus x squared. Whoops, that's not a squared. X squared equals 0, and let's say we want to solve for x. And they solve for x like that, applying the quadratic formula. It's easy as that. And yes, alright, so that's it. You can actually explore this application more yourself. Okay, so this next site will be called Desmos Calculator. A very simple graphing calculator. You can type in a function, let's say x equals y. Yep, see, lines up. Change the y squared. Y is equal to x squared or cube, yes. It graphs that for you. You can even type the most complicated of things and it will show y equals sine, let's say sine x. Shows it oscillating like that at certain points. There are coordinates there. Now if you can search it up, let's see here. No, wait, no, that's not the one. This is, let's search specifically with Desmos. So yeah, typing a bunch of functions will have you graphing into different artworks like these. I'm not really an expert, but a lot of people have been doing it. Seems pretty fun. Alright, so that's Desmos. Okay, so this next one is less on the math, more on the creativity side. So I wish I knew this as a senior high student. This is Canva. Everybody probably already knows this, but free designing website online. You can use it to design thumbnails, presentations, pictures, logos, posters, and more. So, well, if you're into design, you're into making YouTube videos, you can make posters. If you're into making online announcements, you can make online announcements with these. You can make IDs for people. You can make IDs for your, maybe somewhere you're working. You can make logos and so much more, infographics and a lot. So yeah, that's Canva. You can explore. This is a very versatile site with so many samples already in which you can work around. Very helpful. Okay, so this next site will be a calculator, another calculator. Wolfram Alpha, Computational Intelligence. So I don't really use this as much, but I use this for just the math really and the units of measurements, but it has so much more capabilities here that you can try out. So I'm not really going into it as a tutorial, I'm just showing you that this is a very useful site. So you got geometry, differential equations, you can integrate, solve for algebra as well. It's really everything there. So I used this before. I used this once widely on getting the curl and divergence. It's really easy with this site as compared to other sites getting. So this is a calculus topic, the vector curl and the divergence and the curl of the vector fields. So yeah, I use this site because it's really easy. Type a function, submit it, it solves it for you. Wait, and there it is. That's how easy this site is. Okay, so this next site is quite crazy. I found it really useful, and I really wanted to know this earlier in my life, I swear. Anyways, it's called. So it's crazy because this site is a list of questions answered by different people. So you can type like this. I just copy and pasted a question, and let's say click that one. So the question appears here. Perhaps not always the same. It's something similar to the question, and someone answers it for you. So this can go for any. Oh my gosh! This can go for any questions. So let's say here's a list of recent questions. Someone just types questions in. You submit questions, then people out there actually answer it. The central limit theorem involves, let's say this question. Someone typed this 16 minutes ago. Someone answered it. Involves A, B, C. C, the distribution of sample means approaching normality. There, someone answered it. It's the best answer. So yeah, a lot of questions here. Yes. Okay, not all questions may be available here, but there are questions that are specifically available. So yeah, this is really kind of a life hack website, especially in a engineering course. This will work probably most well with less on computation, more on the identification side of the science of things, chemistry, physics, all those. Right? Okay, so this next one will be another website that shows answers. This one even shows solutions. This one is the side that actually has solving. So let's say this is sladder.com. So let's get into it. So sladder.com accesses different books. Wait, this is on a book right now. Let's do one where it searches for. Anyways, this is on a certain book. Of course, the questions are not the same, but they are of the same type. Let's just choose one of this. It's number 11. This is my recent search here. So like there's a question, and it breaks it down for you like this. People solve it. Now I have to say, not the solutions, the formulas are correct, but sometimes you can see some faulty mistakes in between. Maybe a missed negative sign, or yeah, something that wasn't squared like that. A small mistake that makes big impact. So yeah, there's a lot of these, and some of these you'll actually see might have, are actually handwritten pictures, because these are actually solved by people and they share it here. So wait, let's try something. Okay, so let's try something here where we actually search a question. So these are questions that have been searched recently. So let's ask a question here, shall we? Ask a question. So you can type any question here, and you can actually submit it, and people will try to answer that. But wait, let's see if you can type. Yes, you can search questions. You can search questions that are similar. So let's say these are. Let's see, these are very common questions. Evaluate the line integral, like that. So evaluate the line integral, and then someone actually breaks it down for you until you get the final answer here. So yeah, that's one of the great things about this, and I really wish I knew this one. Okay, so there's upper level math, high school math, science, social sciences, literature and English, foreign languages, and others. So as an engineering student, I like to stick to the math in here. It really is helpful. Not only it doesn't give you an answer to your question directly because it's not similar, but it actually teaches you. It teaches you things step by step through a different question. If you're lucky, you have exactly the same question. But of course, rechecking must be done because people here are not all perfect as well. So this is just finding, that. They break it down for you. It's all good. Okay, so the last site, I really, really wish I knew. I knew this at my first semester only, and I wish I knew it earlier. Thank you for the students there who introduced this to me. It's called Symbol Lab. Very helpful. I will forever love this site. You guys gotta love it. If you're a STEM student out there struggling in calculus or physics or even chemistry, trust me, this is very useful. Very useful, especially in calculus. So you can basically do anything here. You can there's for algebra, it graphs stuff for you. So let's say we want to derive something. Let's say just basic differentiation here. d over dx of x squared plus 3 plus plus x. So let's differentiate that, shall we? Go. There, differentiated it. It shows step by step exactly how it did things, and it actually it plots the function that we just typed, that we just derived. So you can go for even, let's just copy this function. Let's just use this function for our, my gosh. Okay, so let's use this function for a test. Now we'll do partial differentiation. Let's just change this to y, because partial differentiation with respect to x. So treats y as a constant, just derives that. And I love it because you can also, let's say we do an integral. This is an indefinite integral. We can even do definite integrals. Solves it for you. There's so much more. Full pad. Here's a full pad of everything you can do. You can input trigonometric functions. You can go on, and here you don't input pi as 3.14. You input pi as its own symbol because that's its own value. You can have, this is an exact site. So in math you can't really make approximations. So yeah, these are everything else. I know personally I haven't explored the full capabilities of this site yet, but yes, it really is amazing. Okay, so here is a predict table of elements, and there's a basic calculator. Anyways, yes, so that's that. Really useful. Yeah, thank you for paying attention to all this, and I hope it helped you in a way. If you already knew these sites, then alright, good for you, but this is just me being thankful for these sites that I know and sharing them to those younger people out there who probably want to go to school to Mapua, take an engineering course. I encourage you. No pain, only dreams. Just kidding. So yeah, and those students who want to enroll in a STEM course as well, because these sites are really useful for any student, for reals. It helps you learn. It actually shows you step-by-step things, and I hope you found it useful. So it's only been 3 out of 4 terms in my first year as a Mapúan, and these sites have already helped me a whole lot as a student here. So thanks for watching.